Hello, passionpreneurs and my dear friends. Today I'm going to talk about know your value. You see that in many times we have this problem of feeling undervalued. We have this problem of getting low, getting bogged down, getting the feeling that you're not worth it because you're not being valued. So let me tell you an interesting story that I went across, and this certainly motivated me. So I felt that I should share this across to you people as well, because that will change your perspective of how you're being valued. So the story starts with a girl who has just come to a college, and she asks her dad, saying that, "Hey dad, I want a new car. I want to use that so that I can just go ahead and show it in the college, and that's where I'm going to get my value. I'm going to get my respect because some of the other people, their parents, they purchased car for their child." So the dad says, "Well, I can't give you an old car right now, a new car right now, but I have an old car which is in our shed and that is still working. So why don't you go and use that?" She says, "Okay, let me have a look at that." When she saw the car, she was shocked. She said, "It's old car, Dad, and it's really vintage, and I don't think I'll be valued if I start using this vehicle. People are going to look at me like a moron. People are going to look at me like I am some kind of from an old age Easter age, or maybe an age from the Eve and Adams." Then he says, "Okay, if that's what you feel, then you all I can do is, I can't afford it right now, but you can certainly sell this car and then pick a car whatever you need." She says, "How am I going to sell this car and buy a new car? This is not even worth it." "Well, that's your problem. That's what you need to figure out," is what her father said. So what she does, she goes across and she goes to one of the nearby car exchanger shop, which is not that great, but they exchange cars. She goes and she shows this vehicle. They say, "This is a very vintage vehicle. This is a very old vehicle, and there's no value to it. So in order to maintain this, in order to overhaul this, in order to keep this, we are going to spend a lot, and we might not get the value. So maybe you can just leave this as a scrap, and we can just give you $100 max, not more than that." Shosiki comes back and says to her father and says, "Hey dad, a car company, exchange car company, they said they'll just pay $100 because this is for scrap, and I think let's sell it off." Her dad was silent and he said, "No, not yet. You go ahead, and now you go to take it to a good showroom where there's an exchange offer going on for your old car, and then see its worth, see its value." So she goes again to another shop. It's a branded shop, and she brings her car. It's still working, so she brings the car. People around look at her like, look at her age, and look at the car that she's driving. She's ashamed, but then she still steps up. She's bold. She steps up and she goes and speaks to the manager over there, saying that, "Hey, I have this car and I saw there's an exchange offer. So, is it that I can give this car and pick it up or pick a new car for something?" So the manager looks up and down at her and then says, "Look, girl, this is a car that's something in vintage, and this is not needed right now. Nobody looks at it. People go for speed. Look at this Ferrari. Look at these cars. This is where people are heading to. And in order to buy this, you are using something which is of no use. That's no value." But what we can certainly do is that car is still looking good. It's looking elegant. What we can do is we can put that as a monument in front of our shop, and people will see that it's an old company for us, and we have been growing since a long period of time. So that will certainly work for it. What we can do is we can offer you $1,000 for that. So she is delighted and she says, "Okay, let me go and talk to my dad, and I'll come back." So then she says, "Hey dad, I went to that car company and they said that they want to use this car as a monument. They'll put it over there, and they were ready to pay $1,000. So dad was silent and he said, "Okay, let's give one last try. Now what I want you to do is go and search for a group who are like passionate about cars. like find some passionate car club members and then see how it works. She says, Dad, you're old. This will not work. $1,000 is a great deal, and let's just go ahead and sell it out, and let's get rid of this car. Let's go ahead and I'll pick it, and then later on I can take an EMI or a loan, and I'm going to pay that money for the new car. He says, okay, we'll do that. Let's keep that as an option, but why not you go ahead and give a last try? So then she thinks for a while, and then she says, okay, let's listen to our dad's words. Why not we go forward and try that? And she somehow manages to network with these passion car club companies. And then she tries to showcase her photographs in the car. And then she brings it on a event. They have a passion club event on a specific day, and she brings it over there. So when she's trying to explain the car to somebody else from nowhere who has seen that car comes and interrupts and says, hey, sorry to interrupt, is this your car? She says, yes, it's my car. So are you trying to sell this car? Do you have any ideas to sell that car? Yes, I'm trying to sell this car. And he's like astonished looking at this car. My goodness, look at this car. How elegant this is, how beautiful this is. This is still working. How are you able to maintain it? This is wonderful. I am ready to pick this car. Tell me what's the price that you are looking to sell this car. So this time the girl is clever. She knows that the value was 1,000. So she said, why don't you tell the price? He says, I'm going to pay you $10,000. Is that fine? She says, 10 looks a little bit low. It's a vintage car, and it's my dad's favorite. He's really passionate about the car, but now since it's very old and he cannot ride that anymore, so he gave that to me. How about if I strike a deal for 20? He says, wow, 20? I'm fine with it. Just go ahead. I've been looking for this car since years, and this is a rare piece. This is like legendary. I need this car, and I want to add it to my collection. And he goes and he pays $20,000 for that car. So the learning what we have got, or the girl got, is it's not that car which has lost its value. It's the place of the car which has made the car feeling invaluable. In the same way, in our lives, we don't get value, we don't get the appreciation, we don't get the support because we are at the wrong location. We are at targeting the wrong audience. Change your place, change your location, find out where you're valuable. You yourself will know how valuable you are. Thank you very much. Thank you.